So, hit my genuine on y'all real quick. It's my genuine. We love genuine right now, though. That dude is truly having fun. Okay, so the topic is all right. All right, so the topic is I'm gonna make some music while we do this. The topic is women being evicted the most out of all demographics. Black women. Black women. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I can't. No, it's because I heard this report out of another YouTuber, and I was just thinking, like, okay, black women, if all of you are boss chicks, all of you are, you don't want to be married, which is fine. You don't want to be married, black women. You're boss chicks. You don't want to be married. You don't want to be traditional. You're not doing any of the traditional things because men, according to you, aren't traditional. Men aren't worth the whole submitting to. And I've never asked a woman to submit to me, so I don't even I understand submission, but I don't really, it's like not a premise, not something that I would go, yeah, submit. It's just like, no, but yes. I mean, if you want some help, in your life, then there's some things you just can't do anymore. You can't have guy best friends, bringing them over and hugging and kissing on them. That's out. You can't be with your body all over the internet. That's out. There's just some things that women don't want to adhere to because they don't want to cut off that attention, that adrenaline, that dopamine that they get. But the backlash of all of these things it's really coming at you when like hard now. And the statistics don't lie. So when you think that, oh, you're just talking about black women, the bashes. No, I'm talking about stuff that's already happened and or it's happening. So it's not me doing anything. I'm just saying this is what's going on right now and or this is what's happening. And sometimes I say what I think is going to happen. But I'm talking about at this point, look, this is happening right now, especially as the economy, is going up, taxes are being raised, taxes are going to go up even further. Okay, so it's going to get real bad. And in states like California, where they have the new laws coming out on on the police, on policing and what they can do to people if somebody comes into your house and doesn't want to leave, you can't get rid of them if they show that they're a resident there. So if they have a letter sent to your house, they can show residence, and that's after 3 days. And the police just can't come and yank them out of your house or yank them out of your business. There are and I saw a video where a black woman, there was another woman in her house, and she couldn't get rid of her. She couldn't legally get rid of this woman. She was eating her food, sitting on her couch, doing whatever, bad mouthing her. And the woman, they pretty much is about to get into a fight. But that black woman would lose more than the other black woman who's pretty much the invader. So you have a lot of predicaments where women would be better off if they had a man a good man, not a terrible person. A good man in their life. I don't care if he's 5'10" or 5 feet or whatever, but it just helps to have that, stern voice there, that and or that threat to somebody who's trying stuff like this. You can, he's like, nah, you're not doing this. I'm kicking you out. We'll just face the police. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But you have a lot of women who are statistically, black females are making what, 42, you know, 45 a year on average. This is not even counting the poor. This is the people who are working, which I call working poor at that rate, like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm poor. So, when you're talking about these females who are only doing 40 something thousand a year and they have children, don't forget, black women are more baby mamas than anyone. So, you got that too. There are more black baby mamas than anyone. There are more black fatherless children than anyone in the nation. There are more unmarried black women than anyone else, So it's not looking good for the black woman. And now you're getting kicked out on your ass. No, you're being asked to leave. You're not even being asked to leave. You're being forced to leave. And look, evictions can happen to anyone. This is not me. Oh, the black woman's getting evicted. You need a man. It's like, no, it is like, this is an alarming thing. Like, you're getting evicted. A lot of you, listen, the average woman is not a boss chick. She's not. The average woman's not a boss chick. The average woman is not out here with selling stuff online and it's just working for her and she can be on her own. It's not happening. And not only that, a boss chick is somebody who actually has employees, not somebody who sells a couple items on Amazon. You're not a boss chick. Now, if you're doing good on Amazon, that's cool, but you're still not a boss because you don't have any employees. But the average woman is not that successful. This is not what's happening. So it just makes you wonder, what are we going to do about it? Because this great divide between black men and black women is just getting wider. And black women are, from what I'm hearing on the internet, they are hell bent on not being married. They're hell bent on, not wanting to do anything out of just exist in their own bubble, and say screw everyone else. And there's a lot of young women that are doing this, and they're hell bent on being as ratchet as possible. They want to turn up all the time. Turning up. Listen. There are going to be a lot of bitter women here in the next 20 years. Yeah, let's get an understanding, ladies. Your bitterness is coming. It is coming. And when it hits you, it's only going to get worse. And once again, I'm somebody who goes into people's houses. I see the bitter woman. I see them all the time. Some of them have even hit on me because they see that I'm a whole man and I'm, running around with refrigerators and appliances. And they're just like, I need that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They see that I'm doing something. They're like, I need that around here. I need somebody with some knowledge of stuff that I don't know. I need, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And I'm telling you, my average face has been hit on. You know what I'm saying? By these women who have no one. And I'm talking about 40, 50s, 60s. I've been invited, come on back over for dinner. You can come over anytime. Come on over. Because they don't have this. They don't have whatever a man, especially somebody who works with their hands, they don't have that around. They have to do that. But if you're not brought up, as a woman who works with her hands and goes out and gets all this knowledge, has brothers, cousins, uncles that, and a father who's taught you this stuff, it's not so easy to just jump into it. I'm going to do it. Like, I met this grandmother, a woman from Nigeria. She came over to look on one of my fridges. Great body on this woman. She's 59 years old. She was like, when we go to get a refrigerator, me and my daughter, we go and get the refrigerator. She's like, I don't want no man around, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, all men are, crap, dating is crazy. And what it told me is you and your daughter may be running around here getting refrigerators or doing whatever, but it also told me that you still desire a man. You're getting tired. You're getting tired of doing it by yourself. So it's just something you ladies need to think about because it wasn't meant to be this way. But you ladies are industrial. You ladies are strong. Okay, be that. But you're gonna get tired of it a lot faster than a man would because that's what we do. We build, we set up, we hunt. That's our job. We're good at it. We're damn good at it. Okay. Um, your job is to nurture. You're when you're stepping out of that just because you know you feel you want to is one thing, but when you're stepping out of it because you have to is another. These evictions are happening because you women are losing your jobs. You women have listened to these rapping females talking about go out and do it on your own, even though they're married and have boyfriends. And you went out, you tried to start some hair business. That didn't work. You tried to start a nail salon. That doesn't work because all the black women go to the Asians to get their nails done. Uh, the hair business doesn't work because everybody's doing it. You know, all the women, on the block, they all do hair. So they're just like, why, go to you when I can go to, her and whoever, then the battle for the lowest price. Not only that, when it comes to some of these African women who have these shops and they know how to do all this stuff, it's hard to compete with them. There are other nationalities that our nationality is going to get their products done. So when you want to start your business, they don't go, yeah, I'm gonna come to you. They go, no, I'm gonna go to who I've been going to because they're damn good. And even though they're pricey, they're really good at what they do. You're just starting and you're pricey. A lot of black businesses are pricey, and this is why a lot of black people don't go to them. So you got you get a lot of people who have they may have disposable income, but they don't want to spend it within their community. 6 hours, that dollar's gone. It's gone. Once we get it 6 hours, it's gone. You're looking at these rappers who spend all this money on diamonds. We don't control diamonds. They go out and buy foreign cars. They think that's the hot stuff. It's just like we don't have nothing to do with foreign cars. Hell, we're not even the ones who, like black people aren't even the ones who are help making the foreign cars for the most part. So it's that dollar's gone. All the purses, the foreign purses, that dollar's gone. It's like we're not saving any, keeping any money. We don't have no corner stores. All the drive-throughs are owned by people from other nationalities. We don't have no more drive-throughs because we robbed each other. We don't have no corner stores because we robbed each other. Uh, we got a couple hair shops for men and maybe a few for women, but let's just face it. How much money are they making? You know what I'm saying? How much money are they really, bringing in? It's just a shame. All the people that you look up to, none of them are interested in the black community as far as really putting money into the black community because they know black people, they on a whole, black people, we listen to other nationality and other cultures, and we're not wise with our money. We don't know how to hang on to it, and we don't know how to build our own community. And then there's when we do build our own community, other people come and tear it down. This has happened over and over and over again. So just out of fear of that, a lot of times we're just like, we're not going to spend in our own community. And now the gentrification is going on. And that's another reason why you have statistically a lot of black females who are getting evicted. I got evicted. Gentrification happened to me. But you have a lot of black females who are getting evicted because of, gentrification also. So now I'm gonna make some music, but that was the part I wanted to talk about. Black women are getting evicted more than anybody else. What are we gonna do? You don't want to help, ladies. F7911, D minor 6, major 6, D major 611, G sharp 7, 13, A major 11, 13. Anyways, if you don't want to help, ladies, you don't want men to help you. If you think you and your rowdy girlfriends, you can do all these things. Women are super women. That's fine. I'm gonna tell you something. Your rowdy girlfriends ain't gonna be around you too long. Because once they get older and they get a good man, they get a half decent dude, they're gonna leave you. They're not gonna have time to sit around and talk about your misery. They're not. Those women are going to listen to you for about 5 seconds, and then they're going to ignore your phone calls, because their man is going to say, "Who is that?" And they're going to be like, "It's Shay Shay again. Tell her we ain't got time." And eventually, you and Shay Shay won't be friends anymore. I'm telling you what's going to happen. You and your rowdy friends out there shaking it up and doing all that crazy stuff. As soon as a good dude, when she gets tired of being out in the streets and acting up and laying around, and some Bootney Farnsworth runs up on her and says, "Listen, I was a hood dude too. I was running around, I was getting mine in. But right now, I'm rocking at UPS. I'm making $70K. What you doing?" Okay, I'm 32. You're 27. What's up? What you want to do? You're like, you got to cut off all your goofy friends. Now they're my friends. He'd be like, okay, I'm cool. I'm gonna go talk to one of your friends. I'm out. You'll be like, you know what, Booty? Let me rethink this. And when you realize Booty ain't that bad, 70K you can rock with, along with your little 40, 50K. Now y'all 130, 135, 140K. You'd be like, we could, you start thinking, we could live here. It's a decent, little spot, and we could afford a child or two. You start thinking, okay, boom. You know what I'm saying? Once your girlfriend does that, I've seen it. Once the girlfriend realizes, hey, I ain't got time, she leaves the other girls behind. She leaves them. It's over. All the crying that you're doing, she's not doing. All the I need a man, I can't get no help. She's like, I'm not in that boat. Her complaints about her man is about him snoring, about him coming home in the wee hours of the morning because his shift, he worked 2 shifts. That's her complaint. My dude worked 2 shifts. I mean, can you imagine that? You're complaining about doing everything on your own. She's complaining because her dude worked 2 shifts, which means he went into overtime. He's about to get a big check. Okay, y'all need to wake up. Y'all women need to wake up before it's too late. If you're even close to 30, you shouldn't even be in the club. Get out of the club. If you're 30, get out of the club. Throw all the little skimpy clothing you got throw it all away, not unless it's for like your one dude. And that whatever guy you're talking to, just give him the beans. Like, listen, either it's gonna happen or it's not. I saw this one video where Judge Toller was talking to this woman, and Judge Toller was telling this woman, this dude isn't for you. You're going to have to leave him alone. That woman broke out and started crying. She's like, no, 5 years, 5 years. I don't want to start all over again. And he was like, yeah, I agree. And she looked at him. She said, you agree? Okay, well, then marry me. He was like, well, you know, she's like, I got a ring right here. Pull the ring out. Was like, boom, get on your knees and marry me. He was like, I'm not going to marry you like that. Like, that's not even, like, it wasn't traditional, is basically what he was saying. And she was like, well, listen, we're either going to do this or we're not, but I'm not trying to go out there and find another dude after spending 5 years with you. And this lady was pretty much in her 30s. She's like, I'm not doing it. Like, those tears really brings everything into perspective, because she knows if she's 30 something, 5 years, she's 35. If she doesn't have any children, it's a good chance she's not going to have any. And if she does, it's a good chance that child, something's going to be wrong with her and that child. It's risky to have a child, period. But once you get up into your 30s, even the doctors will tell you that. It's just not like you women are playing games that you don't need to play, for one, but you want to play them because of people who you don't even know. The stars, these musicians, these sports players and all, they live a life that you'll never live. The average person will never see $1 million. You'll never see $1 million. You never will. I'll never see $1 million. I am an average person. I'm an average person. I can live with that. I'm average looking. The only thing that's not average about me is my height. I'm 6'2", so I'm above average. But I'm average. Oh, and I have a degree. That puts me above average. That puts me slightly above average. Just saying. Puts me slightly above average. Get yourself a good dude if you can get one. Get yourself a good average man too. Get yourself a real good average man. Like average as heck. Ain't nothing wrong with us average dudes. Y'all be wanting to, y'all better cut it out. Average dudes will love you. We shoot. Because we know better. Average men will love you. I'm trying to tell you, you want your feet rubbed? You want your feet rubbed? You want a man to listen to you? You want a man to tolerate you even though you're insufferable? Get an average guy. He'll do all that. Willingly. He'll be like, I'll tolerate you. I know you're miserable, but hey, I'll tolerate you. Let's do it. I'm trying to tell you. Nobody wants to listen to old tone. That's okay. Sorry, I ain't worth listening to. Nobody wants to listen to old tone. I don't like none of these. Alright, skip the pad for now. Get yourself an average guy. He'll love you long time. Long time. Nobody listens to Old Town. Nobody listens to Old Town. I'm gonna have some there. I'm not gonna do that. I don't get no love. No love in the streets. Almost like that. I don't get no love in the streets. Nobody listens to Old Town. I like that. See how it works. I don't get no love in these streets. It's all good. Okay. Uh, okay. I get my genuine on. I get my genuine. I can't genuine. That's a shame. Can't show no love to genuine. Same old G. Hey. Alright, let me make this beat harder. Chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing. Oh, that's too hard. It's a little better. It's clipping though, gotta bring it down. Yeah, we gotta talk to our black women, man. Get them back online. their place, thinking they boss chicks. Like, y'all are not boss chicks. If y'all don't cut out the BS, y'all gonna be. Are they the most homeless right now? I feel bad when I see a homeless black woman. I really do. When I see a homeless black woman, I be wanting to help her. Like the other day, okay, so the other day I was shopping, right? Okay, so there's a homeless black woman in a prominent white area that I shop at, right? I go up there because they have the biggest Krogers. They have the best Krogers. You know, we got two Krogers in the hood, not even as close as the one where the white people are. It just is what it is. So I see her up there. There's a couple homeless people up there, but of course they run them off. I see her up there all the time, you know, and I talk to her. She's displaced. You know, she's from like Detroit or something like that. And you can tell like she's homeless. Like all the stuff she has is sitting on the side of the road with her. I be feeling bad for her, so I be trying to feed her. You know, she's very, very nice, very appreciative, like Matt Mead and stuff like that. Very nice lady, you know. So I asked her, you know, does she want to go back home? Because I was going to get her a bus ticket. I was going to put her on a Greyhound. She was like, no. I've been seeing her like every time I go up there, I would see her, stop by, say something to her, make sure she eats, that type of thing. And so I've been going up there and I haven't seen her lately. And I'm wondering if they went and ran her away. There's a homeless guy I've seen up there too. You know, I got him something to eat too. And I've only seen him once, but that lady I've seen a lot. And now I haven't seen her. So I'm wondering if they told her she can't be here. The thing about her is she doesn't panhandle. She doesn't walk up to people and say, hey, can you this, that, and the third? But I've seen other people go into that parking lot and like I think they were Hispanics. They went up there and they started playing some music. Like this little boy was playing music and the mother was standing there with a sign like give my kid a tip type thing. You know? So, oh, somebody wrote, boy, you wish you was a black woman because you talking, I don't know what you just said. I don't know what that means. Yet you using that black lady. Okay, for one, talking about the homeless is pretty much the whole premise of the video, besides me making music. So mental health, stigma, you're an ignorant, you're an ignorant woman, is what you are. I think you're a woman, whoever you are, whatever you are, you're very ignorant to come on and say something stupid like this when talking about the homeless and how black women are becoming homeless is a very, very real thing. I'm talking about somebody who I see all the time who's homeless, who I willingly stop by and help, even though she doesn't ask for help, who I try to send back home because she's displaced. She has nowhere to go, like nowhere. So if I was using her for clout, I would do like a lot of these goofies do on YouTube, and I would have, took my phone and went up there and filmed the whole conversation with all in her face and me giving her money and giving her food. You have no idea who this woman is. You don't know where she's at. You have no information on her. You don't know what she looks like because I don't do stupid stuff like that. But I talk about situations like this, without saying this person is homeless, this person needs my help. No, I don't do that. You don't see me doing that whatsoever. I simply talk about the situation people are in and what I've seen and how I was involved in trying to do something. This clout, there's one person here This video might get 10 people. There's no clout here. I don't, you listen, YouTube doesn't even pay me anymore. I don't get paid from YouTube because I talk about so many things and they're like, no, we're not paying you anymore. I don't get paid to do this. I do this because I want to. I get nothing from YouTube. Nothing. Okay? YouTube is controlled by Google. I get nothing from them, zilch, nada. They sent me out a thing on my Google site and said, hey, we're not paying you anymore. You know why? Because I talked about a subject that they didn't like, and that was the war in Ukraine. And I kept talking about it. I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. I had an opinion. I talked about it. You know how many other people got cut off because of that? When YouTube could have just went and took the video and said, hey, we're going to take your video out. No, they just said, hey, we're going to stop paying you. They said, we stopped paying people who are talking about the war. They didn't send out a warning and say, stop talking about the war. They just sent out a letter and say, hey, we're not paying you anymore because you talked about the war. I don't even know what video that is. I have no idea which one that is. Okay, there's a lot of videos where I might have talked about the war. I don't get paid to do this. This is not clout. I don't have millions of followers. There are 3,000, like some odd hundred people who YouTube says is on this channel. How many people watch the average video that I put up? How many people watch it? Under 10. Under 10. If I get a video with 50 people that watch it, I'm astounded. Only people that watch that many videos of me are my shorts. People watch the short videos. They don't watch this. They don't watch some 50-year-old making corny music who has an opinion. They don't care. They don't give a damn. They want to hear 7 to 15 seconds of whatever, and they want to keep on flipping. They're not listening to me. Most of the time, I'm talking or making music or anything like that. There's nobody here. I just do it because I want to do it. And hey, if somebody comes along and likes it, that's cool. And that's why I do it. I'm just chilling because I can do that. I can do this on a Monday morning. I can do this on a Thursday morning. Okay? 10 o'clock, I can do this because I do what I want to do. All right? I'm chilling. So, yeah, I don't know where you get off talking crazy like that. You know, you have no idea who this woman is. You don't know. I didn't explain what she looks like. You don't know how tall she is. You don't know her name. I don't know her name. I just know she comes from another city. And even though I'm poor, I'm not in her position. And if I could have sent her back, I would have bought her a Greyhound ticket right there on the spot. I would have took her to Greyhound with all of her stuff, and I would have put her on that Greyhound bus. And hey, at least somebody from her city that she might know could get in touch with her and pick her up from the Greyhound and change her situation. Listen, people go to other cities and get stuck all the time. They go there, their car breaks down, they have no one. Their family members are from a whole other city and won't come get them. Or they lose their phone, they have no way of contacting some people. Or it's just that they're by themselves. Some people are just by themselves. They can't call anyone that's worth a spit to come and get them. It's not going to happen. So they're stuck. Some people are just transient. So yeah, I offered to help her. That's wrong? Back to the music. The people are depressing. Just depressing. And the one comment you made about me wanting to be a woman. As much as I admire females, there is nothing about a woman that I want. Y'all, especially today's modern woman. Oh no, 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 no. Uh, and any man wanting to be a woman, bro, you do not want to be treated like a woman because women are getting their teeth kicked in literally. Ever since women stepped up and said they could be men, they have literally. I've seen 3 men jump a woman and literally kick her teeth in. Literally kicked her teeth in, broke her nose, sent her to the hospital, all over an argument. She got in an argument with one person, and these 3 guys kicked her teeth in. Oh no, 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 no! I'm right where I need to be. You know what I mean? At least I got a better fighting chance. You know, I may be old, but I still got one good tussle in me. But you women, oh, the worst is happening to women right now, and especially black women. Yeah, like you said, I want to be a black woman. What? What? No, absolutely not. And I'm average, and I'm poor. You you need to do some statistic on the average poor woman. The average looking poor woman right now, black woman, she's catching hell. She's catching hell. She goes to the hospital, good chance she don't come out of there. Healthcare sucks. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the poor black woman today. Let's talk about that. Because these black women are there's no way a man in his right mind would want to be a black woman today. No way. And you can get a simp talking about, oh, black women are beautiful. That's not in question. That's it. Listen, the black woman is the most oversexed woman on the planet. So is the black, and the black man is the most sought after for sex on the planet. But you know what? The black woman is the least likely to be married. Out of both groups, black men and women, the black woman is least likely to be married. Like they're just using black women for their attributes. And this has been going on since Bart, okay? Since they brought that big booty woman over here from Africa and didn't even know what she was. They sexed her to pretty much death. So I mean, let's talk about it. You think black men want to be black women? We don't. No man in his right mind wants to be a black woman. You women are getting tracked down in broad daylight and being things happening to you that no man would wish upon anyone. You're fighting each other like for no reason whatsoever. You celebrate all the wrong things and all the wrong people. All of your idols hate you. All of your idols hate you. They don't. Which one of your idols love you? Which one of your idols do you really think love you? Huh? You listen to their music, you listen to what they say, and then watch what they do. They do the total opposite. The black idols, the black female idols today do the opposite of what they say. You think they love you? Black woman, show me one of your idols. Pick one. Pick one of your music idols. It's a whole myth. Pick one of your independent idols, black woman, and I'll show you a liar. I'll show you somebody who hates your guts. They hate you, and they hate you. And you know how they hate you. They give you wrong advice. They know that's gonna do you in. They know it's terrible advice. Pick one. Just pick one, and then look at what they do, and then look at what they say, and it's the complete opposite. Let's start off with Beyonce. You can start and stop right there. She's the queen bee of it all. She's at the top of it all. Let's start off there. Hell, some of you even idolize the vice president. You really don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. The vice president gets in office now. All black women can be vice president. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. Beyonce tells you to be single. She tells the church girls to go to church and shake their ass. You think she loves you? You think Beyonce loves you? Oh, I just love all black women. Ain't no love coming out of that woman's voice. She don't love you while she's riding on all those horses. The red horse, the white horse, the black horse, the pale horse. Y'all don't know what all that means? She got no love for you whatsoever. She ain't got no love for y'all. If she did, she would, listen, if these musicians had love for you women, especially you black women, because you black women are major consumers. You're their major consumer. This, listen, as the community goes, as black women goes, the community goes. Listen, Beyonce is singing to black women and homosexuals and white people. She's controlled by the Jewish white people. Those people tell her to sing songs to destroy you. Yeah. I'm just, it's a mess. It's terrible. Please, wasn't she a lot darker? Whatever happened to the one who was turned into a Christian singer? You don't hear nothing from her anymore. Oh, please. Yeah, Beyonce's pretty, but come on, she's staring you wrong. Beyonce's been married. She tells you to stay single. And she tells you to do ratchet stuff to make you single. Listen, guys who want to marry you don't want to see you twerking. We can't stand it. The man who's looking for marriage, we do not want to see our woman twerking on the street, twerking on top of cars, twerking in restaurants and night. We don't want to take you to a nice restaurant and you start twerking. Oh my God, you want to talk about getting divorced or getting left behind? No, because now everybody can look at your ass and lust in you. You think that's what we want? You think we want every man out there to come and lust in our wife? Or how about these Instagram models y'all idolize so much? We hate that too. The man who wants to marry you, he doesn't want you on Instagram showing off everything. You women are practically naked. You have a G-string up your ass, and you think that's close. What God told you to do that? The evil one. That's who. The one that all these people are singing to. When they go and they get their awards, they say, I want to thank God. They're not talking about JC. They ain't talking about Jesus. They talking about the God they serve. Baphomet. I want to thank God for making horrible music. Snoop Doggy Dogg, I just want to thank God because he's the one that... Snoop Doggy Dogg, you make music talking about killing people. You idolized murder. That's what you did. I just want to thank God. You people are corny. Y'all idolize these preachers. These preachers doing the same thing. Taking your money, telling you pay $1,000 in tithes. Ain't nowhere in the scriptures. Name one of your idols. Just one. Yeah. Yeah, black women, name one of your idols. All your idols, black women, all your female idols, they all have hair in their head that's not theirs. It's not even human. But because they paid so much for it, y'all love it. None of your idols have afros. None of your American idols, and you shouldn't have an idol anyway. But none of your American, not one. Which one of them has natural hair? Not Nicki Minaj, not Beyonce, not the chick that was just on She-Hulk, Megan Thee Stallion. None of them have their natural hair. None of them. And they recommend you look like that. So all you women go out to the Chinese store to buy hair that's from a horse and then strap it to your hair And you think that's beautiful, and we're like, to who? Who's that beautiful to? Explain to the black man how's that beautiful us. No, you're doing, you know who's beautiful to? White people. Because you look like them now. And now they control whatever's in your mind, they control. And when your hair is falling out, they leave you on the wayside. Yeah, I mean, they just leave. Like, I can't stand when a black woman comes out at me just to be coming at me and has nothing. Like, there's nothing. They have nothing but just, verbal vomit. They don't know what they're talking about. Like as a black man, you can't listen. Kevin Samuels was right when he says you can't say nothing to black women. You can't tell them to get their life together because they'll try to cut you. They'll try to kill you. They would rather see you dead or in jail than see you prosper. And this is the average black woman. There's a very small group of black women who are actually for black men. The majority of them, they're not for us. They don't care about us because they've been hurt. So they think everybody should be hurt. And if you're tall and dark skinned like me, the more they have hate for you. The more you look like your ancestors, the more they hate you. That's a damn shame. If I was tall and light skinned, I wouldn't get half the hate I've had all my life. Light skinned people don't get that. Isn't that crazy? And I look like they do. I'm dark skinned just like they are. And they hate me for looking like them. How do you hate a person who looks like you? How do you do that? How do you wake up in the morning hating somebody who looks like you? It's like, where do y'all think y'all come from? Y'all think y'all come from another planet. The planet of we don't come from where you come from. My people came over here on a boat just like yours. And they were all chocolate. I just love how black people discriminate against black people. And we're all in the same damn proverbial boat. We're all on the Amistad. We're all on the good ship Jesus. We're all on the Santa, the Pinta, the Maria, whatever the hell it was. All of us, all of our homes have been invaded. All of us have been sold off by our own people. All of us. All of us. We all got family members, and somewhere down the line who has caught it bad from some colonizer somewhere, and we were handed over by our own people. And that hatred that came off the Ivory Coast still exists today. It still exists today. Black people hate black people. And when you try to rise up and try not to be a monkey in the damn barrel and say, listen, why are we crawling all over each other? And why don't we just do this and go this way? Why don't we Marcus Garvey and do this? What happened? They get rid of him. Malcolm X, do this, get rid of him. Martin Luther King, do this, get rid of him. Kevin Samuels, do this, get rid of him. You get rid of all the leaders, and then you celebrate the death of somebody who's trying to help you. This is what we don't understand. How do you celebrate Kevin Samuels' death? This man ain't put his hand on not one of you. He was married to two of you. He had a daughter by one of you. How do you celebrate the fact that he died? Because he's sitting up there telling you, you need to be 120 pounds. You weigh as much as a man. Using a body mass index, something that he didn't create. Using historical facts from the 1960s and 70s, when we were most married, when you were most protected. How do you hate on somebody who's like that? That is totally beyond. And how do you celebrate these rappers who call you everything but a child of God? These rappers hate you. And now when your grandmother's getting her teeth kicked in, you want us to feel bad. And it's just like, no, I don't feel bad for y'all. because you want your grandmother to get her teeth kicked in by these young, ruthless, these young boys right now. They have no sympathy for a woman. They have no. They don't look at a woman and think that she's marvelous. They look at a woman as, how can I use her? That's it. Show me some young men walking old women across the street. Show me that. We have no choice but to make productive family with other. We have no choice. We have no choice. And I'm gonna tell you what. Wherever we go, y'all hate my skin. Whoever I mate with is gonna be black. Whoever I mate with is gonna be black. A white guy, whoever he mates with is gonna be that other color. Whoever a white guy mates with is the other color, outside of his race. Black guy mates with if a white guy mates with a black woman, that child is, according to the government, that child's black. That child's gonna get discriminated against. White man mates with a Hispanic woman, that child's Hispanic. That child's gonna get discriminated against. You can say what you want, but I can go, I mean, the Philippines, Germany, there's so many countries that love black men. These Asians are getting on board. Freaking Chinese, they get these women are getting on board. You go to some of these islands, oh, it's a whole new sensation. It's different now. And now you have black men the average black man who is making his income online, who doesn't have to clock in every day at a warehouse. And that dude is like, I'm 30, 35-ish. I'm online. I got my money coming in 4 or 5 different ways. I do about, 3,000-4,000 a month. I can afford a family. I'm tired of playing with myself every morning, wishing I could, see some TNA. I need to get married. According to the Bible, I need to put the lotion down and stop watching this pornography who's desensitizing me and destroying my mind. And I need to just go find a woman that is not going to get up and go. She's going to lay and stay. I need somebody who's going to help me out here. I need somebody who's traditional. I'm not trying to get with these girls who want to bend over for 5 minutes and then they go to the next guy and do the same thing. Hell, 4 or 5 guys in a day. I don't want that. The old pass around. Women are getting off on being passed around. I was listening to one of these videos and one guy said he met this woman who let 15 guys have her in one night. I was watching another video and this one girl said she was at home with her mother and 5 guys was in a room with her knocking her down. And her mother didn't even care. 5. Mother didn't even care. When you start listening to those stories about R. Kelly was like, listen, I was knocking out Aaliyah and her mother. I mean, there's some wild stuff black women are doing. They let the most terrible dude come in and run through her and her daughters. This is going on right now, but the regular degular dude can't walk into your life and tell you, listen, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And if we clean all this up, we'll be on the right track. No, get out. Get out. I'd rather be wrong and live in the wrong than be right. Right is hard. Right is a struggle. Let me be wrong and then burn in a pit of hell. No, let me be wrong. Let my daughters go out here and do these goofy dances that tell, the boys that she's ready to get pregnant at 12 years old. This is what I want. I want my daughter to be 12 years old and pregnant by some, 30-year-old. This is what I want. I want some random man. And that actually happened. Not like I'm making this up. This is what actually happened. A homeless guy, the woman didn't even know. She let the homeless guy into the house. He knocked up 3 of her daughters. They put that man in jail for life. 3. You think the mother didn't know? 2 of them were twins. He knocked them up real quick too. It didn't even take long. Boom. And here's the thing, the mother didn't even tell. The way it was found out is when the little girl went to the hospital. And they were like, your 12-year-old's pregnant. And then they did an examination on her sister and said, oh, she's pregnant too. And then the 13, I think it was a 14-year-old, and boom, found out this little girl's pregnant too. And it was all by the same man. The guy living in, I don't make this stuff up. This stuff is happening, and it's the black woman who's allowing it to happen. I don't make it up. I just read the stories, and I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with being a good guy. But black women, as long as you're tall, you're black, and you don't put up with their nonsense, they will always hate you. I would rather be hated than spend 25 to life in jail. I'll be hated. I'll stay away from y'all. That's cool with me. And I'll watch y'all get evicted. You know what I'm saying? Just now, when I like the other day I saw, I was talking to this one guy selling a refrigerator too, and there was a black woman there, and she had a little nurse's outfit on, which I always, whenever I see a woman, especially working in a hospital, I always admire that because that is not easy work. And she had to move some stuff from one storage unit to another, and my maleness wanted to help her. But to the way things are today, I said, I'm not even going to ask her. No. I wanted to get right in there and help her move her stuff, but this is what you women want. You want us to leave you alone. You can do it just like a man can. You got guys like me who are going, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. This is what you want. Push on, ladies. When these cars are getting stuck on the side of the road in the middle of the winter, I can't even pull over anymore. And I used to go around in the middle of the winter and look for cars that were stuck on the side of the road and give these people help. That's what I used to do. Because I have trucks, so I can get you out of a hole or something like that. That's what I used to do. I can't do that no more. I cannot do that. Because sometimes it snows, you'll get 2 or 3 inches. There'll be people stuck on the side of the road. I can't stop and help you. I can't pull up with my Avalanche, put a chain on your, little Subaru that you got and put it in 4 wheels and get you up out that hole. I can't do that no more. I have to leave you in that hole. You and your kids. I can't do it. I can't ask you if you need help because I'm going to get cursed out. And if I'm on this level, there's other men who used to do the same thing or just like, I'm not doing that because we're regular. We're average dudes. We're regular degulars. We're the guy who lives next to you. That's us. We don't have the flash and the glitz and the glamour. We're the dudes who live next to you. That's us, and we can't help you anymore. There are more females living in my neighborhood than there are men. Whenever I try to help some of these goofies out here, they bark at me. I never help them again. You women are... If you don't turn off the internet and stop listening to this trashy music, you're going to see women dead on the side of the road for one reason or another. And listen, we're already desensitized. There are women who are getting done wrong in broad daylight. People won't help them. But you're going to see this in mass. You're going to see it in mass. The more you women act off of your emotions and do stupid things. There's a woman here in Cleveland. I think she's from Cleveland. She was in her van at Kroger's, and her boyfriend went to the store. Well, he's walking out the store. He sees the van pulling up at a high rate of speed. The chick hits him, breaks his leg, hits a pole. Van ricochets off the pole. She hits a guy an older guy who's going into the store, runs him completely over, and then the van stops. She kills the guy who doesn't know what the hell's happening, and the boyfriend is laying there with a broken leg. Now, she had a good reason to be mad. He was banging her sister. But now she caught a double murder charge and an attempted murder, along with a whole slew of other, reasons for her to never get out of jail. It's it for her. But she could have handled that a whole different way. She could have went home and beat the sister up and then left the guy in the story. She murdered a man. Broad daylight, on camera. And then, after the van stops, she gets out the van and goes and she's beating up the boyfriend, who probably realizes now why he's getting beat up and what happened. She's beating him up. People are looking at her like, are you crazy? There's a dead man here. She has no concern for the dead guy. She runs back to her van, gets in the van, and takes off. And of course, they catch up with her. She didn't say, oh, is he all right? Oh, nothing. She had no concern. And this is all on camera. And this is, of course, going to be shown when her court case comes up. And they're going to be like, you had no remorse. You didn't even, you tried to flee the scene. This is what we're dealing. This is the crazy we're dealing with today. She tried to flee the scene. She didn't even go and have any concern about this random man. I'm telling you, black women are in trouble. And you know what? My average ass is going to sit back and just watch it. Because when you women are dead in droves all over the street and nobody cares, don't expect the average guy that you pass up to give a damn, because we're not. We're not going to care. We're going to read about it, or we're going to see it on World Star, and we're going to keep on going and with our average life, living in our average house, making average money. And hey, whatever happened to you, happened to you. You women are literally getting your faces. Look, they had these people were on a cruise. Bunch of black people on a cruise. When a bunch of black people get together, it's usually not good. They were on a cruise, and this one woman hit this guy. And this is a guy that any man would think twice about hitting. That guy pinned her to the ground and was beating her face in. And her bunch of women are hitting this guy. He didn't even feel it. He didn't even feel it. His adrenaline was so up because he got hit. And women don't realize when we get into a fight, and I explained this before, the difference between men fighting and women fighting is completely different. We fight until the opponent is no longer an opponent. We fight till they can't compete anymore. Women fight to pretty much embarrass the other girl. Scratching her, punching her, kicking her, stripping her clothes off of her to try to embarrass her. And get to her face so she's not pretty anymore. That's the threat to the woman. You know what I'm saying? If she's got a nice body, they're gonna kick her in the cooch or something. We've seen this happen. For the guy, we fight you till you can't move anymore. That's our prime directive. What kind of woman would I like? The kind of woman I like doesn't like me. I like black African American women, but they don't like me. And I like them as dark as me. Yeah, I like them as dark as me on the athletic side. Yeah. Natural hair, not a bunch of craziness going on. Somebody who loves and fears God. You know, I like that. Mild mannered, chill, just like me. We get into an argument, nobody would know. We'd be in front of everybody arguing, and they wouldn't even know it's an argument. There are women out there like that. I've met a few. I've met a few. But they're either taken or they just want to have sex and then move on. And I'm not a sexual person anymore. I'm not doing that. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't want my woman to drink or smoke. That's kind of, how many women have I been with? Too many. This is one reason why I don't chase women. I cut that out years ago. I don't go out to the clubs. I don't even try. I'm in with a lot. I don't even try. I still get hit on. I just don't try. I really don't. I don't really care to be in a relationship because it's draining. It's draining. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know. She would have to be like something. Okay, so I saw a woman a couple months ago. She was beautiful. She was stunningly beautiful. Really. She's brown skin, light skin, almost light skin. She was like my height, like 6 foot. I was like, wow. If I ran into her again, I would ask her out. Well, she was incredibly beautiful. I would ask her out for sure. I ran into her at the store though, but I don't go to places where women are. Like I don't. What I'm saying is, like if I meet a woman, I'll meet her at the store. You know what I'm saying? I'll meet her shopping or something like that. I don't go to places to purposely look for females. I, I just don't care about being with a woman and having that whole stress thing going on that much. But if I come across one and we click, then I would take that on and be like, okay, I'll take this on. I would have to change some of what I'm doing or not doing. I'd have to find another source of income. I'm okay, but when you take on a woman, you need more money. It just is what it is. Well, I know I do. So my focus would automatically to be okay. I need another income so I can afford, the things that would make our life better. You know, even though I don't live in a, I live in a 2 bedroom apartment. It's a chill place, but I would want to get more space. That type of thing. That type of thing. You know, have a good emergency fund just for her type of thing going on where I don't know. Though that's just the way I would think. Okay, I need emergency fund. Okay, I need to get a bigger spot. Okay, I need to be in a spot where it's safer, quieter, so she'll be protected. All that stuff costs money. You know what I'm saying? That's money. I would have to get another 2, 3 G's just going on in my pocket on a regular, to facilitate that. But it's possible. But my whole mind would have to shift. Everything would be to make sure she's safe, make sure she's, all those things. That's just how I am. But I haven't dated in a while, and yeah, you know. How many women have you been with? My answer is ridiculous. That's why I didn't answer you directly because it's ridiculous. But I didn't always look like this. I was 200 pounds at one time. I'm around 270, 280 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got a dad bod. you know, I don't have a six pack anymore. I had a six pack and a head full of hair. I had locks down to here. And I played the guitar at poetry sessions. A lot of women. So it wasn't hard for me. I mean, they're just there. They're still there. It's just that I'm older now. I don't go out looking for them. Plus I did a lot of clubbing, and so it's easy to bag a chick if you're doing all that romantic stuff. But to keep one is different. Once I got older, I was like, these women don't want to be with me. They just want to be with me. I got tired of that. So once I got to my 40s, it just sleeping with a woman just wasn't. It's just not a big deal anymore. It's not. I don't know how old you guys are, but once your T cells, yeah, once your not your T cells, once your testosterone starts dropping, your priorities change. They really do. You start concentrating on different things. You mature. When you're younger, you just want to mate, and get them kids out of the way. And once you hit 35, 40, it's like you're really career bound. You're really thinking about your career. When you get into your 50s, you just want to cruise. You want to go on vacation. You want to see the world. Your kids are pretty much out of the house by now. You want to enjoy a ball game and stuff like that. You're setting up for your 60s and 70s. You're 60, you're done traveling. You did all your traveling, or you still travel. And when you're 70, it's like you moved to Florida. And that's just how it goes. So, yeah. I'm 54. So, and some of you people are really stuck on, like the black woman especially is really, there's a lot of divorces going on. That's another thing that's terrible because the scriptures read God hates divorce. Like he hates divorce. So some of these people y'all listen to, they want to marry, get remarried, and all this other stuff. Don't listen to that. God hates divorce. He doesn't say you have to live with somebody who's doing you wrong though and hitting you and all that kind of stuff, but he hates divorce. So marriage is a game now because marriage is not done by God and country, even though it's in a church. It's made a mockery of. Marriage is not serious to us because we've destroyed the sanctity of marriage. But you got to understand, God hates divorce. And once you are with someone by God and country, you're with that person until they die. But the way these people get married and then they get They get divorced. I mean, Kim Kardashian got divorced in like 2 weeks. She was married to, I think she was married to Humphreys. When she married to Humphreys, got divorced. She was married to Reggie Bush. I think she married him too. Got divorced. Kanye got divorced. How many times has Kim Kardashian been married? But this is somebody they idolize. And that baffles. When I look at Kim Kardashian, I don't look at anything that I would idolize. I don't look at the life she lived and say, you know what, I want that to happen for my daughter. There's nothing Kim Kardashian has that makes me go, I want my daughter to live that same life. I want my baby mother to sign a document, legal document, to have her and her, not even her boyfriend, just the guy she's with currently at the time, and make a sex tape. And then I watch the sex tape. I want the baby mother to watch the sex tape and say, you know what, you guys need to do it again, but do it better. And then send those two off, make a sex tape, and then distribute that sex tape, and then pay both individuals $400,000. So my daughter gets $400,000, and then her, not even her boyfriend, gets $400,000. And that's how she starts her career. Because she wanted to be famous. And they didn't need the money. They just was being greedy. They wanted to be more famous than what they were. Kim Kardashian's father was a lawyer on the OJ case. Kim Kardashian was friends with Paris Hilton, one of the richest women in America. You weren't hurting for anything. Kim Kardashian used to go and take things in people's closets and then resell them. She'd reorganize her closet, sell the things. She had a whole thing going on where that's what she did. Almost like interior decorating. That was her thing. And it's legit. Like, I could see my kid who doesn't want to work the average 9 to 5. I'm going to create a lane, and I'm going to live in that lane and prosper off of it, and, build myself up that way. That's honorable. That's what Kim did. Kim had her own lane where she went around to prominent people's houses and helped straighten up their closets and all that. You listen, to do that, for one, you gotta have some patience. For two, you have to have an eye for decorating. It's not the easiest thing to do. Not everybody's gonna do it. You gotta have some patience, and most of all, you gotta have people skills. Kim K had all of that before all of the marriages and the sex tape. She had all of that. She wasn't hurting for anything. And she threw it all away just so you could watch her have sex and she could make $400,000 off of it. And it's all on a contract. The people that these women, these black women idolize, are crappy people. They lie to you. They put up this whole facade like there's something that they're not. But you just see the finished product instead of seeing how they really are. Like, they don't care about you. They have no love for you. They know nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And this is why the black woman needs to realize that she's been fooled. The government fooled you when they kicked the fathers out the house. Government fooled you. They lied to you. They told you you didn't need a father. Your child doesn't need a father. How big is the LGBT community? How much of it is black people? How big is the down low problem in Atlanta? Well, all over the world. Well, especially all over America. Not so much all over the world. How big is the down low? These are men who sleep with men but are married to women. Now it's gotten so big that women are marrying the down low man, knowing he's down low. That's what's going on now. Because women are like, I need a man. This guy has a job, he wears a suit and tie. I know he sleeps with other men, but I'm in. I'm gonna marry him anyway. Everybody knows what he does, but I'm gonna marry him anyway. Where do you get this stuff from? I'll tell you where. Tyler Perry. Why are all your black comedians, all the best comedians, why have they all worn a dress? All of them. All of the mainstream. All the ones at the pinnacle making $40, $50 million. They've all put a dress on. All of them. Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry. You can keep going. Why? Why is that a requirement? And the ones that haven't done it are either dead or they'll never hit that 30, 40 million. They'll never. Cat Williams will never be that. He'll never do it. It'll never happen. And he makes good money, but he'll never have Kevin Hart's money. Never. Kevin Hart and The Rock kissed in a movie. Why did that have to happen? The Rock is the highest paid actor today that's doing movies today. He's the highest paid. Why did he have to kiss Kevin Hart in a movie? Why? Why did that have to happen? Like The Rock. Dad was a wrestler. Dad's a bodybuilder. The Rock, bodybuilder, wrestler, just a man, just a manly man. Does all manly movies, starts doing kid movies. You have to kiss this man to keep going. Why? Why? The Rock has a wife and kids. Kevin Hart leaves his dark-skinned wife, remarries a light-skinned woman. He throws away the black wife who he's got 2 kids with, who was with him when he was struggling. And he was a lot funnier. Completely destroys that family. Cheats on her and says, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of you. But I'm going to pay you because we have kids together. But when these kids are 18, you get no more money. Why would Kevin Hart just completely throw away his... I'm telling you, the people that you idolize, they don't care about you, especially the black woman. They have no love for the black woman. They may say they do, but they don't. Kevin Hart used the B word like every 5 seconds. Especially now, he uses it more now than he ever did. Listen to the comedians. They all use the B word. And they're talking to black women because that's who their audience is. They can't get by. They can't get through a stand-up without saying it. They hate you. A bee is a female dog. That's it, and that's all. It is a term of hatred. It's not a term of endearment. It's not, I like you, you know, that's what I'm calling you this. And now you women are calling each other female dogs. And you normalize this. Please explain this to me. Please explain how you normalize degrading each other. Please explain this to me because no other nationality does this. Nobody else. Nobody else. No one except our black women. No one. No one. Please explain it. How do you let that slide? How black woman? How did you let that slide in? Please educate me, educate a black man, how you let that slide in. Because 20 years ago, if you called a woman that, you're looking at getting your teeth knocked out by the other woman. Now it's just commonplace. And it's okay. How's that okay, black woman? Because now you got white women calling you that. They think it's okay. The exploitation of the black woman is at an all-time high. Listen, every black woman today, in some kind of shape, form, or fashion, is a commodity. Everything on you and inside of you is reusable. Now think about that. Everything you do, everything, is a commodity. I don't care if you're sitting at home on a beanbag. You're sitting at home on a beanbag doing something that somebody can use. You don't believe me? Look at your phone. The majority of women and how they date, what do? They swipe. Tinder, swipe. That algorithm is watching you. Whenever you swipe off of Brad and then you looked at Chad and you said approved, the algorithm knows what you do. TikTok's algorithm, look, you women are on TikTok like it's like like it's nothing. But what you don't know is TikTok is the most invasive app out there. If you look at the terms of agreement on TikTok, it'll tell you exactly what TikTok's doing. That's why I don't have it. What TikTok does is, as soon as you upload TikTok, it invades your phone and every bit of privacy that you have. And they do this legally. Not only does it do that, but whatever your phone is connected to. So, if you have an Apple phone and it's connected to your Apple Watch, they know what's on your Apple phone and your Apple Watch. And if that Apple phone is connected some kind of way through Google, whatever, through your home computer, they also know what's on your computer. So I got rid of them because some stuff that was on my phone ended up on my computer. And I'm like, how did that happen? I didn't do this. And it kept happening. And when I got TikTok, about a day later, I woke up in the morning and noticed one of my apps was open. And I didn't open that app because I hardly ever used it. And they were looking through my app. They were trying to find out my finances. Your banking statements, your bank, some of you log on to your bank. You log on to your bank through your phone. You bank by phone. If you have TikTok, guess who else can look at your bank statements? They can log into there and take that money right off of there. It's all true. You can go ahead and Google it. And you women are on TikTok doing the whole shake thing about R. Kelly. Another person who's a horrible person. You loved R. Kelly, then you hated R. Kelly. Now you're doing the shake song and you love R. Kelly again, and I'm confused. I say free R. Kelly, even though it's not going to happen because R. Kelly went to jail for trafficking. Trafficking. Moving somebody from one place to another in order to do something that they don't want done to them. You traffic them. That's why he's in jail. It wasn't so much who he slept with, it's how he did it. R. Kelly had a tour bus. Trafficking. His tour bus was full of adolescents. Trafficking. He had a woman that was with him that wherever they went to, she would go ahead and the people who wanted to meet him, she would pick out the young girls and she'd be like, how old are you? Trafficking. And if the girl said 16 and they knew what state they were in, she'd be like, get on a bus. Trafficking. When she'd get on the bus, she'd tell the girl take all her clothes off. R. Kelly would be on the back of the bus waiting for her. Trafficking. That's why R. Kelly is doing all that time. Because in several states, 16 years old is legal without parent consent. It's not who you slept with, R. Kelly. It's the fact that you traffic them. You move them from one place to another. And that, my friend, is illegal. That's why he's in jail. And the fact that some of them were 15. But some of the ones who were 15, 16, even though they might have been like in the state of California, which is 18, they did have parental consent. So that the parents should also be in jail. That's why I say if you're going to put R. Kelly in jail, you got to put the parents in jail because they knew what was going on. As a matter of fact, they had one parent who her little girl was 17. She sent her little girl to R. Kelly's concert. And she was texting her mother and telling her mother, hey, I'm looking at him right now. And the mother was coaching her. Be seductive. Say hi to him. And of course, this little girl was, cute little thing. You know how it is. Little, whatever. She's cute. She goes right up there. Of course, R. Kelly is like pitching for these girls. And he looks at her. She gets his attention. He looks at her. And she's like, Mommy sees me. She's like, bat your eyes or whatever. And the mother is coaching her 17-year-old the whole time. Kelly doesn't even know what's going on. He's being set up. All he sees is this pretty little whatever. He has no idea that the mother is sitting at home manipulating the whole damn thing. He had no idea. Finally, she's invited on stage. Once she's invited on stage, he, does his, whatever, make sure, how Kelly does, sings to her and all this. He's got her now. Once he hits her with that voice, he's like, oh yeah, another one. Tells her to meet him backstage. They go backstage. She's texting her mother. We're backstage. They go to his room. The mother's like, yeah, do this, do that. And of course, they do the do. Well, of course, they're not quiet about it. They want to advertise that she just slept with Kelly in order to try to extort him. He still doesn't know what's going on until he gets court papers. He had no idea. That black mother prostituted that little girl. On purpose. And in some cases, the mother and the father were prostituting their little girls for R. Kelly because of money. And then once the money all dried up, they all were like, This guy's a Pied Piper. He let our children out of town. He did all these heinous things to these little girls who were all unassuming, which is a complete lie. They all knew. R. Kelly used to hold a sign up at Carson and said, if you want to come with me, and the little girls would be like, yeah. He said, you must be 18. How many other IDs do you think he checked? How many parents got those same texts and were just like, what, you're with R. Kelly? Yeah, go ahead and do it. They were all complicit. Hold on a second, my nose is running. Yeah, they were all complicit. They were all guilty. Black women. Come on, black women. Educate us. Yeah, black woman. There's actually a small group of black women who are doing what they're supposed to. And they have been fortunate enough to find a decent black man. Fortunate, very fortunate. And then there's the ones who are still single who are really decent. Those are black women I really feel sorry for because they're doing everything right, but they've been lied to as well because they were told by their mothers, grandmothers, aunties, and all that they shouldn't concentrate on a man at a young age. This lie has put a lot of very good-looking, well-minded women into a position where they'll never have a family. When I say never, I mean never. They will never have a family. They will never be married. Never. They will never be married. They'll never have a husband. Not a black husband. And some of them is like, well, we'll get a white man. The percentage of white men that's marrying black women is 1%. The percentage of Hispanic that's marrying black women is 3%. You can forget about India. You can forget about Indians. There's only 2 million Indians, American Indians anyway. You forget about Asians. That's like a point something percent. That's a low percent. I mean, the dominant nationalities in America don't marry. They don't marry black women. They don't. They don't live where you live. They just don't. They don't marry. Every now and then you'll see an Asian guy with a black woman. It doesn't happen that often. Not unless you go to Asia, then you'll have a better chance. Most black women aren't going to do that. They're like, we're not going that way. We don't need to migrate. Okay, well, you're just going to be single and childless. That's what's going to happen to you. And a lot of you are successful, lawyers, doctors, doesn't matter. Very beautiful, doesn't matter. You're just being used for sex. Look at that dude, Jax. He had that big old scandal where he is married. What does his wife look like? His wife was decent. Average looking, got a little, going on, but she was, once they separated, the wife was like, I'm done with you. I'm not doing this anymore. Because Jax was, he was that ebony dude. Making $2 million, had a little book out, was giving all this simple advice. All these women were like, yeah, we like you, Jax, lifting all them weights, big old muscles, all this stuff. He was married the whole time. He was knocking off that doctor. This is a surgical. This is a doctor who does surgery. She makes good money. He was waiting outside of her job, beating off, literally beating off, waiting for her to come out. He had some other chicks too. Married as the day is long. And what happened with that chick? Once she found out what was going on, that was it. It's like you think you got someone, but you don't. Because all these men who are making these millions of dollars, they're married, they got a whole bunch of other stuff going on with them, and they just want to have sex with you. That's it. And you're a doctor. Did you see this woman? I mean, she is gorgeous. Let's just face it. Is a good looking woman. Doctor, got money, boom, you're single. That's it. You're not marrying Jax. He went right back to that wife. The everyday, average looking woman that was with him from the beginning. He went right back to her and left the doctor alone. And the doctor's like, yeah, he was, married and all this, and I'm spilling the beans, but what you don't realize is he was using you the whole time. You were a receptacle. That's it. All your education is brilliant as you are, as pretty as you are, body for date, just gorgeous, top of the line. You are a receptacle. That's what you are. You're a receptacle. You're not even looked at as a woman, not in her entirety. You're looked at as something to be used and discarded. He discarded you after he used you. That's it. And all the fluff in between that doesn't mean a thing. What really happened was, used you, he's finished. He went back to the wife. The saying, black woman, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, especially if you're young. Little high school girls, you gotta get them together. You got to listen, if you have a high school daughter, you got to sit down and show your high school daughter all the numbers. Just look at the statistics. Don't look at what's outside. Don't do that. Just give your daughter the pure facts. She's in high school. She's probably smart. Just say, honey, here are the facts. Here are the facts on black women being married. Here are the facts on black men being married. Here are the facts on when they got married. Here are the facts on how many black women get divorced and how many black men get divorced. Here's the facts on families that are still thriving and surviving. Here's the facts on how much money that each family makes. Here's the facts on how much the father and the mother makes. Here are the facts on where most of these people live, where most of these people work. If you give your daughter the facts, not some hyperbole, the unadulterated facts, your daughter has a better chance of having a successful relationship with a man. But if you give her all this fluff and all this what happened to you and all this damage that you took on, your daughter's going to be just as damaged as you are. Give her the facts. Just like buying a car. Yeah, give me the car facts. You don't want to buy a car without the car facts. You don't. You buy a car without the car facts, you're taking a chance. And when a car breaks down on you, guess whose fault it is? Yours. Because you could have just went and looked at the Carfax. And the Carfax would have told you, this car has been in 2 wrecks. The frame is bent. This car, has had an engine traded out on it. This car doesn't have any airbags anymore. This car, this, that, and the third. But it looks good. But you're like, it looks good, I'm going to buy it. You go, you buy the car. 2 months later, car sitting on the side of the road. Could have all been avoided if you would have just took your time and looked at the Carfax. But you didn't do that. Same thing with a house. You didn't look at the history of the house. You just thought the house looked good, so you went in, you bought it, found out that the damn thing is falling apart. Now you got to spend $30,000 just to maybe keep it afloat. Maybe, if you're lucky. You ain't got $30,000. Now the whole thing is a loss. And the only person that wins is the bank and the person who sold you the house. It's your problem now. The same thing. If you don't give your child the facts of life, the facts on teenage pregnancy, how many of those girls that got pregnant are successful today? Because we love a success story and then putting it on Facebook. But what about the girl who wasn't successful? What about the 14-year-old who decided she was smarter than her parents and decided to run away with her boyfriend? And her boyfriend, let's just say her boyfriend's 14. Everything doesn't have to be a tragic story of some woman getting taken advantage of. Sometimes kids do the stupidest things. 14-year-old boys run away with 14-year-old girls because they're not aware that the world is really out to get their ass. Let's just say that they did that. By the time the police caught back up with them, put them in juvie, the little girl's pregnant. 14-year-old boy, 14-year-old girl, they discovered it. That's what happens. Let's be real. Get them in juvie, the 14-year-old girls, go. Now let's just say that the 14-year-old boy, he's like, okay, you're in juvie over there, I'm in juvie over here, but we're still going to be together. And she's like, bet. We're going to make that happen. And they do their best to stay together. How often does that story happen? Even in that story, how successful will they be? Because we have the numbers. What is the likelihood that those two black children who now are with child are going to be successful? What are the chances that they have? Well, to be honest, it's a lot less. It's already hard being that they're black, but it's a lot harder now that they have another mouth to feed. Not to mention, they ran away from their parents. And they're in juvie, which means they're in the system. What does this also mean? That child is going to be taken away from them. So now they're going to be battling just to get the child back. You see what I mean? Give your child the facts. Give that little black girl the facts. And don't do it when she's 18. Give her the facts when she's 12. A mother that I delivered a refrigerator to was complaining about her daughter because her daughter was looking at nasty books. Her daughter wanted to know how to give fellatio to these little boys who be coming after her. The little daughter's 12 years old. She was like, my daughter, she's doing this, that, the third. And she's complaining to me. I'm just the guy who delivered the fridge. And, I said, well, you're going to have to show her what's right and what's wrong. The biggest problem? There wasn't a man in the house. She had a big brother, but he was 14. She had an older sister, 16. She had another big brother. He's in the military. He was already gone. There's no man to say, for one, get rid of these books. They're messing with your head. For two, if you're horny, let's sit you down. Let me give you the facts about boys. Let me tell you what's about to happen to you if you go the way of the hormones. If you don't use your good common sense that I have instilled in you, this is what's going to happen to you. And it can go from bad to worse in one day. Really, really quick. You could be completely missing from this planet just like that if you listen to your hormones. Or you can listen to me. And I'll keep you not only safe, I'll keep you, on the right track. And that's what really happens. Give them the facts. Let these little girls know. How many girls are coming up missing? In Ohio, we have an epidemic of black children coming up missing. This is a real thing. It's happening right here in Ohio. Teenage boys and girls are missing. Gone. Hasn't been found yet. The governor is actually involved in it. This is happening now. Don't know where these children are. They're gone. These children are supposed to be children. They're supposed to be playing ball and cheerleading and you know, going to football games and hanging out with their friends at the mall and riding bikes and, talking about their future and what college they want to go to. No, these kids are gone. We have no idea if they're dead or alive. They are gone. And they have not been returned. And there's a lot of them. They're gone. Their naivety is no more. Now, whether they've been harvested for organs and they're in a grave, whether they have been trafficked and they're in another country being used, we don't know any of this. But what we do know is they are gone and they left unwillingly. These are not kids that ran away. These are kids that were minding their business, doing what they were supposed to do, and somebody outsmarted them, which is not hard to do. Some adult who does this type of thing outsmarted these children, targeted them, and boom, these children have not come home to their parents. They're not coming home to their parents. Give your kid the facts. Start at 12. Because 12 is when those little girls and little boys' hormones kick in. 12 is when the little girl can have a child. It's the facts. You be mad about it all you want. Those are the facts. These girls go crazy between 12 and 14. You let them know, listen, you can listen to your body or you can listen to me. Because if you listen to your body, you're going to go out here and you're going to come back pregnant if you come back at all. And when you do, your life is going to be a lot harder for you. Your child is most likely going to be taken away from you. And when the child grows up, that child's going to be angry at you. It's not going to get any easier. Give the facts. Give that little girl the facts. And it's easy to get. Make yourself a little chart. Be like, boom, let me break it down to you. Little whatever. Say, here's the facts. How you feeling today? Good? Okay. All right. You're in, I don't know what grade. Here's some facts that your teachers aren't going to tell you. These are how many children go missing each year that live in your neighborhood. These are how many children run away each year that live in your neighborhood. Go to your high school, which means what's going on, what happened to them can happen to you. It's in your vicinity. This is not something that's all over America. Just do right in your vicinity, in the hood you live in. These how many boys, these how many are girls. These are their ages. These how many have been returned. These how many are in juvie. These are how many have dropped out of school. These are how many are pregnant by children their age. These how many are pregnant by adults. These are how many are prostitutes, because that's a real thing, especially on the west side where I live. Yeah. 14, 15, that's a thing here. Yeah. Yeah. These how many are being prostituted. They're no longer going to school. These are how many have pimps. These how many don't have pimps. These how many have been found dead from prostituting. These how many have cases against somebody who's done something to them. These how many are have AIDS. These are how many have gonorrhea. These how many have syphilis. These are how many have herpes. These how many have COVID. If you gave your kid the statistics like that, that kid will go to school and will have a whole different outlook on acting ratchet. Cursing out their parents. Slapping their teachers. Just let them know, because as soon as you get into the jail system, you're no longer under the protection of your parents. You go to school, you curse out a teacher tells you to be quiet, you tell the teacher no, teacher says, I'm going to put you in detention. You threaten that teacher. You don't even get up. You say, I'll slap the SHIT out of you. A teacher looks at you and she calls the police. The police come and they arrest you for a verbal threat. You're now in the custody of the police. You're not under the protection of the school. There's one person that comes picks you up. And that person is an officer and they can do whatever they want with you. You don't believe me? There was a girl found in a police van, dead. Black girl. And the police killed her. Ain't gone to jail yet. At the police station. Pulled her dead body out the back of a police van. Had no idea how she got there. A cop killed her. A white cop killed her. He killed her. And left her young body right there and was like, so what? Ain't went to jail at all. You get to running your lip and one of these cops get a hold of you. How about that cop that came into the school and told that little girl to get up and let's go, and that little girl said no. He picked that little 13-year up like he was lifting weights, yanked her whole body up and tossed her ass like she was nothing. Just good. Turns out he was a strength coach for some in some gym. He's a strength coach. He's used to lifting 700 pounds. He tossed that girl like she wasn't even there. When he tells you to move, you move. Now you're all bruised up. You should be happy. Because he could have broke your neck. He could have broke your damn neck and then lost his job, maybe done 6 months community service, and then did like Darren Wilson and got $250,000 on GoFundMe. He could have easily killed you and not did a day in jail. Not one. Darren Wilson shot Michael Brown in the face while he was on his knees, and his bullets went through his eye. Not one day in jail. $250,000. Yeah, that part. Michael Brown was 18. 18. Trying to say he was a thief. He deserved it. He was on his knees with his hands up. Yeah, you little smart mouth little girls, keep talking. You ain't talking that mess when one of these white cops are punching you in the face. They put 9-year-old girls in handcuffs now. Little badass little girl want to run her mouth and let her mother call the cops. You ain't gonna do that, mama. Okay. Call one of these crazy ass white cops. Pulled up. Snatched the little girl up. Put her in handcuffs. Little girl, crying. Put her little black ass in the back of a cop car. What happened? What happened to all that vibrato? All that sassy. People ain't dealing with that no more. You get punched in the face. She's dying. Tell her to shut her mouth. Eat her cereal. Watch her damn cartoons. Do her AB damn C's. Wash the dishes. Walk the dog in the yard. Come inside, clean up. Wash your hands, brush your teeth, and go to bed. And get up in the morning and get ready to go to school. That's your job as a child. That's your job. It's time to go to school. We don't want to hear it. Put your kicks on, your little socks, your little dress, or whatever. Give your mother a hug and kiss and tell your mother you appreciate her. And she sends you on off and get on the school bus and sit there and have good times with your peers. Go to school and learn everything that you can. Absorb it all. Keep your mouth shut. Recess time, play with the good kids, not with the bad kids. Lunchtime, make sure you eat everything that you can. All of it. Bus ride home, you make sure when you get off that bus, you tell that bus driver you appreciate them. Come home, give your mother a hug and kiss, and your dad if your dad's there. Hopefully he is. And then get right to your homework. After that, you eat your dinner, you do your chores, and rinse and repeat. That's your job as a child. That is your job. Make your parents' life a lot easier. But when you got all this lip and all that extra whatever going on, and something happens to you, people aren't going to feel sorry for you. Black women, you're in trouble. Your little daughters, they're crazy. And they're emulating you. They're emulating you. And when bad happens to your little girl, people aren't feeling as sorry because they're emulating you. I watched a video where these girls came over to this other woman's house to beat up her daughter. So the daughter steps outside and she wanted to fight one of them, like, hey, I'll fight one of you. There's three of you here. But that's how they roll now. So the mother steps outside like, y'all not going to fight my daughter. Well, guess what? Not only did they beat up the daughter, they beat the mother up too. That mother couldn't handle those, 16-year-old girls. They are lightning quick. Lightning. They took her to the ground like a pack of dogs. Bam, that woman hit the ground. She didn't know. We don't get into fights. We're adults. They ain't fighting. That mother ain't been in a fight in 20 years. Her reflexes are dull. She wasn't ready for that noise. She should have brought her daughter in the house and that was it. She went out there thinking because I'm older that I'm going to, no, these girls fight all the time. Their reflexes are ridiculous. Their healing factor is a lot greater than yours. Their synapses are firing on levels that you can't even understand because you didn't have to do this when you were a child. You weren't fighting as much as they're fighting now. You're not even close to being competitive to any of these girls, not even one of them. They put those two women down like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. And then they were kicking her in between her legs. And there were boys standing there filming the whole thing, and they were like, why you got to kick the mother in between her legs? This is the hatred that these girls have for women. They're kicking you in between your legs. Why are you kicking her in the cooch? Like what? That is pure hatred. And the mother is just down there screaming. Ah, ah, and these boys are just watching. Why aren't you boys stopping this lunacy? No, because everybody wants to see it. We want to see a mother get kicked in her coochie. Yeah, kick her in the damn coochie. We ain't got nothing better to do. You want to see these little crazy girls just do this. Now when the police come and they snatch these little girls by the damn neck and they slam their face to the ground because these little girls didn't want to listen to the cops saying stop it. They just want to keep fighting. When they get face planted into the cement, don't look for me to feel sorry for them. You came to another person's house and you assaulted the child and the mother. I don't feel sorry for you, not one bit. Not one. Not one. The whole side of your face lit up. That didn't happen, but if it did happen, I wouldn't have felt sorry for those little girls. Hell no. Not whatsoever. When you put your hands up, listen, if they would have came out there and got a fair one on, that girl would have fought the other little girl and the mother would have been like, hey, just one of you. Fair combat. It's fair combat state, especially if it's a fair combat state. It's fair combat. The mother is like, okay, who's she fighting? Boom, let's get this over with. And her daughter loses. Okay, fine. My daughter lost. Y'all got it in. Boom, go on about your business. I have nothing to say about that because the mother agreed to combat. And now the little girl knows better. She knows who she can fight and who she can't fight, who she can win against and who she can't win. But these girls came over and jumped the mother and the daughter. I got no love for that. Done. So I'm just saying, Black women, the more you're out here fighting, the less men want to do for you. The more you go to these, the more you go to places where you know something bad's going to happen to you, the less protection that we can give you. You have to understand the average guy isn't a thug. The average dude doesn't carry a gun. Yeah, the average guy is not a thug. The average guy doesn't have that energy. We don't. We don't wake up in the morning thinking about who we're going to do in. It's your boy Tone 202.